What's going on, guys? I'm here with Max and Gage from GM Media, and you guys have closed, you said 323,000 and you're at 40K a month?
328,000.
328,000, you're at 40K a month recurring, dude. What's going on, guys? How are we?
Super good, super good. Yeah, so do you want us to start just right at the beginning then?
Yeah. Walk us through. I was
Okay.
going to say, like, tell us a
Okay.
little bit about you guys, like how you got started, how you found us,
Sweet.
all that jazz, and then we'll roll
Yeah.
from there.
Okay, sweet. So yeah, I started this company 3 years ago, coming up on 3 years, and just doing it by myself, right? And so I met Max shortly thereafter, probably around 2 years ago, and he was a great videographer, right? And we had a good conversation, and we knew we needed a partner up, right? And so as soon as he came onto the team, he was like, "Hey, I know these guys, Master Filmmaker. I've seen some really cool things. Let's check them out." And so as soon as we formed our partnership is right when we found Master Filmmaker, and we checked out their stuff. We just decided to let's take that leap of faith, and let's go full on and really dive into it.
What
And
were you guys
so
doing before in revenue, like before you found us? Because you had clients already, obviously,
yeah,
but
yeah,
where were you at, like roughly?
we had a few different clients. We were generating anywhere from like 12 to 15K a month, but it wasn't anything super consistent. So yeah.
Nice. Okay, cool. And what was kind of the biggest problem for you guys when you were coming in? Like, why were you kind of looking for some help, I guess, in the business?
I mean, I guess we needed the structure. Like we knew we wanted to scale, we just didn't know how to. So
Okay.
I feel like a super good pain point and selling point for us was you guys come in, you guys help us, coach us, tell us exactly what we need to do to accomplish success, and then we take it from there basically. And
For
so
sure.
it's super helpful to consistently meet with somebody to keep you both like on track
Yep.
and consistent with your follow up, right?
And just accountable as well, right? Because I think we've had a
Accountability, there
lot
we
of
go.
conversations the past couple of weeks where it's like, just telling you, hey, you should do this, not that, right? Go this
Mhm.
way, not that way. And like trying to avoid like those little kind of pitfalls. I guess, Max, maybe what are some of the things that you guys have kind of experienced as far as like pivots within the business over the past couple of months? And what are some like epiphanies for you guys that you've had?
Yeah, I mean, I think a big one is obviously for the longest time, I feel like it was kind of just like waiting for clients to like come to our door through referrals and stuff like that. And I think the biggest epiphany we had was just like that we can take complete control over our own client acquisition. Like ever since we started implementing like our ad funnel from the program and how we like approach sales and how you guys coached us up to kind of, systematize that whole process. It's felt like we have more like almost too many people reaching out to us that want to work with us because we have so much work now.
Yeah. And I know people are going to ask, so 328,000, 40K a month, how much have you guys spent on ads up to this point? Like what's that look like?
In 2025, we actually did this. In 2025, we've spent a little over what, $3,000 max?
Well, since starting the program, we've spent a little over 3,000, so we have a 108% ROI on our ads.
Pretty
You guys
freaking
are
insane.
crazy.
So for
So
every single
3,000
dollar,
since starting the program like 6 months ago. And
Right.
you've done
Mhm.
328, you're doing 40K recurring.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
You
So
guys are
very, very
I
little
love it.
investment for a
I was
big.
Yeah. And so
Mhm.
like, and I know we had a conversation yesterday on our coaching call, but it's like, we're even working on upping the prices. Have you guys started doing that? What's that look like? Like, I guess, how does it feel
Yeah,
to be able to just like, hey, keep raising the prices until you get people saying no? Because you guys are closing at what, like 60% right now?
it feels phenomenal. Yeah. So we have a success rate or we have a close rate of 65%. So it's super high. So it feels good to steadily increase that price. And also, we've gotten to the point where it's gotten so big that we feel like we need to, okay, let's make sure we have our systems in place before we can take on more clients, right? Which is a
For
good problem
sure.
to have.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And has there been any like, I know we talked about systems and ad funnels and stuff like that. Is there been anything in particular that's been like super helpful for you guys as we keep going through this process? Like that comes to mind?
Well, I think that the one-on-one, like you get like one-on-one coaching calls, you also have the group coaching calls. I feel like there's always someone like there to help you when you have a stumbling block on the road. Like, getting all these systems in place, like before we ever did anything like this, I don't feel like we ever really knew anything about, how to create an ad funnel successfully, how to run all of our like systems in our business. And I feel like most videographers are probably the same way. Like, I don't feel like most videographers are like really business and like growth business mindset. And so just having you guys there every step of the way to check in, to give us action items and to like have something there to help us grow every week. That's been the biggest thing because I don't feel like it's possible to just do that with your own knowledge.
For sure. And like,
Yeah, yeah. And I just had one more thing to add to that as well. I feel like when we first started our company, the passion and the energy was there, but the direction was not. right? So that's where Master Filmmaker does a good job at coming in and giving you that direction of where you need to go.
Yeah. Like you guys loved what you were doing, but where did you feel like maybe you lacked some of that direction in the business?
Just like I didn't know how to get clients, right? So I was just relying on referrals and stuff like that. I had no idea how to do my own outreach.
Yeah, for sure. And weird question, but like how has like, because obviously this has had an effect on you guys personally. Like how is like growing the business to this level and having this income, like how's that been affecting you guys kind of personally? What's that look like?
I feel like for me at least, it's completely changed my perspective of money and really life, right? And so now I've gotten to a place of I'm not worried about what's in my own bank account. I'd rather just let's grow this business because I know it can make it even bigger. So
I love it, dude.
it's really helped
Yeah.
change that perspective.
That's kind of what happened to me when I first started too. I'm like, man, this really changes how I see money because it's like I can go get more money and get more clients whenever I want,
Yeah.
right? It's like you have this switch. You're like, I want to make more money. I just turn up my ads. I just make more money, right? I get more clients in.
Yeah.
I do a good job. I deliver on the service, right? And it's that kind of like what we're trying to build is that volume knob where it's like you're volume knobbing up and you can just like increase your ad spend and make money. It's a money printer, right? Without it
Yeah.
sounding like it takes work for everybody. It's not a get rich quick, obviously, but like it's something where you put inputs in and you get outputs out of that, right? And it's consistent ultimately, which is the goal. So, Max, anything
Right.
on your end?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that when I was doing a lot of this on my own, or even just when we first started, I feel like I was so concerned about like where I was going to get my next client, where I was going to get my like money wise, like in my personal life. It's like I didn't know how I was going to pay my bills next month. I only knew how I was going to pay them this month. And so, yeah, like Gage said, it's cool to like not have to worry about that part anymore and just worry about building the business because I know I have this recurring revenue coming in every month. Like it's like I'm working a full-time job, which is awesome. So
Yeah, you have that security. And I feel like you can't really take risks unless you have a safety net for yourself because like if you're personally not taken care of, then you're making decisions out of this like place of scarcity where you're like, oh, I need to make money, so I'm going to do whatever the client says. Whereas when you guys are in a great position now where you're like, I don't know if I want to offer that to this client, or I don't know if I want to take this job, or I don't know if I want to take this client. Or if you have a client that you don't like, you can just fire them if you don't like them, right? Because you can get another one right behind them, right?
Exactly.
And like, I guess, where do you feel like you might have been if you guys hadn't maybe taken the leap, jumped into the program? Because obviously it's scary. A lot of people who talk to us are scared about that first step, right? Like, where do you feel like you might have been if you hadn't done that?
Yeah, I feel like we would have been doing the same things, just going through the motions and stuck in the same places. Like we talked about before, you guys are good at when we encounter a stumbling block, you guys are there to point us in what direction we need to take it. And so it would have been just a lot of right going back and forth, kind of doing the same things and not really experiencing the growth that we're experiencing right now. So like I know Max and I, it was like a big big commitment at the start, but like looking back on it, such a game changer. Such a game changer. So
I love it, guys. And last question, I guess if anyone's maybe on the fence about just booking a call, speaking with our team, like I guess what would you tell them? What advice would you give them being in the position that you're in now?
I have something
would
for
say
this,
that-
but Max, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I would just say that obviously it's a very big investment and you're going to feel like, oh no, like I don't know how I'm going to do this. But just know that the second you get into the program, you're going to feel a lot of peace of mind because you're going to have exactly your roadmap to success is laid out so perfectly for you that like if you do it, you will succeed. So like it's not like I feel like with this program, it's not a matter of if you succeed, it's a matter of when you succeed, depending on how hard you work.
Yeah.
And so 100%, it's
And
awesome.
you have to put in the work, you have to put in the time. It's not a magic pill, it's not a magic system, right? I have to say all that stuff just because like I need to make sure everyone knows that like you guys, this is your result. We are just the vehicle to help you get there. You guys have been putting in the work and you guys are the ones who got the result. And I want to give you major props on that. I love it.
And I also want to say like Max and I, we've been where you're at, right? And we've been on the fence of whether we should team up with Master Filmmaker or not. And like looking back, it is such a no-brainer to team up with them because it's like obviously you put in the work, you do the things that they ask you, but they're pointing you in the right direction and they make it a very simple process for success. So it's been such a game changer for us. So I couldn't recommend it enough.
I love it, guys. Well, this is our third case study together. So we're going to do another one when you guys are at 100K a
Okay.
month. That's our next target. And if anyone
heck yeah.
watches our past ones, it was like me and Max. It was like the first deal. And then it was like, I think 20 or 30K a month. And now we're at 40 a month. And then we're going to keep going until we hit 100 and 200 and keep scaling from there.
Exactly.
So awesome, guys.
Exactly.
I'm going to let you get back to closing deals. Appreciate your time. And
Okay.
we'll see you in the next one.
Sounds good. Thank you. See